If I have to compare this game to Wilds, I think Rise is currently winning when it comes to Monster Hunter gameplay because Wilds is not a bad game. I like it for what it is, but it doesn't feel like a Monster Hunter game if you get my idea. Like we have the Monster Hunter weapons, we have the monsters from previous games and new ones, some of them returning to Monster Hunter Wilds, but it just I feel there's something missing. There's something missing in Wilds. It just feels like the game was made for newcomers. It's missing the actual hunting. Let me explain, right? So in World, before you hunt a monster, you had to find the monster by clues left around, like tracks or uh, any other sign of the monster being around, like a fresh footprint or mucus or I don't know a leftover carcass. And when you found that monster by searching around, finding all the clues, it felt satisfying because you did it. You found the monster. Now you have to fight it. You know, you proved yourself worthy to find this monster. And now you have to fight it, right? The tracking was actually a good idea. You know, and I think that's what made World a really special game by all means, because it can be kind of clanky because there's some mechanics that did not age well. It had its own charm. Now we're gonna go to Rise. This is a very fast paced game, right? And you can see that the graphics are not as amazing because it used to be a Switch exclusive. But people like it. They enjoy Rise because of what it brings. It brings out these vibrant colors, monsters, new areas, and switch skills for the weapons. But so why is Wilds not does not feel like a Monster title? Well, I think it is simple to explain that it just misses the tracking, the vibrant colors, and the feel of the weapons. There's barely any tracking there because you can get on your secret and auto run to the monster, and you just do a few more hits, it goes away, you run to the monster, you hit it a few more times, and it goes down. I feel like what's missing from Wilds is the challenge of that, that your skills actually mean something. What you've learned along the way actually means something in the end game. I feel like that's what's missing from Wilds, actual challenge and actual hunting. Like, the longsword in World feels like you're swinging around a big chunk of metal. In Rise, you feel like you're swinging an actual longsword. But in Wilds, it just feels like you're swinging a feather on a stick. But yeah, I do legit feel like that this game was made, that WoW was made for people who wanted to try Monster in the title. Because I was excited to see the improved graphics and everything, but graphics aren't everything. It's about the gameplay, it's about the combat, it's about what can this new Monster Hunter title bring. Like, for example, Monster Hunter Rise has some of the old school monsters here, like Arzuros. Like this, I think Arzuros were introduced in third Monster Hunter the Third Portable for the PSP. And also, I wanted to point out the performance of Wild because ever since it came out for the computers, it's been a raw fucking patch for even the best computers, because some people would run like 50 series or 40 series RTXs, and they would have trouble running that properly because because the frames would be dropping like crazy unless you used frame generation. With Wilds, relying on frame generation is not a good thing because people don't want to spend like almost 10 grand or 5 grand on the best GPU known to mankind, finding out that the game is lagging for them and having to find out that the game is heavily reliant on frame generation. Another thing with Monster Hunter, it doesn't really focus on the story. It doesn't really need a story. The story is only there to exist. And with Wilds, it had a pretty decent story. I'm not gonna say it didn't, but I just didn't like the way they were forcing the story on you. Like, to unlock this certain monster, you have to go through the story. Like, I appreciate them trying to make a more story-based monster game, but but it doesn't really. But the story only exists because the game needs a purpose. Yeah, like I did not mind the story. There were some really cool parts in the story, but yeah, I just felt like they were forcing it in some parts, which wasn't the best idea. And also, of course, the cosmetics that you have to pay for, because which is basically classic Capcom style, to be honest. Yeah, I feel like that Wilds can improve with time. It can improve. It just needs a little bit more time to be in the oven. True Wilds should have been delayed by like 2 3 months for better optimization. Even the beta even the beta should have like gave the beta should have gave a clear head that the game is not ready to be released yet. But it is nice to know that Capcom is listening, even though it took them a bit too long, because with the updates coming out, even though they take forever, even with the current one, hopefully with the new update and probably a new expansion, the game will be fixed, optimized even for lower end PCs, and everybody will enjoy it. Not just because I just truly feel like that the game was not made for PCs. It was made for consoles, and that sucks the most.